All right. So
Okay.
thank you, sir, again for agreeing to do this interview
hmm
with me. So for the purposes of this assignment, if you would state your name and your duty title and how it relates to academic mission at the school.
Okay. Name's Mike Peer. I work at the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center. Duty title is I'm the director for the AMC ADLS system is what we call it, the Advanced Distribution of Learning Services, and we service all of the mostly Air Mobility Command personnel with regards to online education, online training.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, sir. How many years have you been a professional in the, I guess, distance education world or field?
Well, let's see. I started out as an instructor and retired from the military. And ever since 2003, I've been working in the current position that I'm in right now. So I'm a little over 10 years now working in the distance learning field.
Okay. And as far as some of your roles in this profession or this arena, can you give me some ideas of some of the things that you work on that are technology related in terms of your job here?
Okay, technology related aspects of the job is including the uploading of the courseware packages, also the building of the surveys that the individuals take after they've completed a course. We also do multiple reports to close out the quarter in regards to the metrics or scores of the course and also the numbers of students that have gone through the curriculum.
Awesome. Could you describe how you identify current trends in the distance education and technology field with regard to how they will be implemented here as far as what you need to do for the students here in this school?
Okay, so for the trending things that are happening as technology moves and advances, there's a lot of movement in that arena all the time. So we try to stay as close as we can or abreast of what is the latest things that are coming out. One of the ways that we could do that is we do any of the conferences that are held, the ADL conference or something like that, where they have all types of discussions from the latest software packages that are used to build courses to the SCORM coding and all that type of stuff. I also stay in touch with all of my other colleagues that are out there on other sites, not only across the Air Force but also in the other services. So I know some individuals that work on the Navy side, for instance, and constantly, getting in contact with them and finding out what's the latest thing that they're using or they've come up with any new processes or things like that.
Awesome. Thank you. What type of impact do you think some of the trends that you've seen lately will have on teaching and learning in the distance education environment, the online environment?
One of the things that we've noticed as a change for us ourselves is a lot of our courseware is either like a standalone product that someone's going to take whenever they want, 24 hours, 7 days a week. But now we're seeing more of a trend to go towards some type of video type of training or Blackboard type of training where you have interactivities more with fellow students and your instructor. So we're leaning towards that type of a technology right now.
Nice.
Oh, another thing is also mobile learning. With the mobile devices is a huge thing that's going on now with everybody that has a device, just about everybody. So using that as a platform to get training across. I can give you a good example of anything as simple as a video that could be used to show someone how to do something instead of writing it out in the type of paperwork type of format. But video obviously is going to capture their attention a lot more, and they're going to get a lot more out of it as a student.
That's awesome
Seeing something
because
like
I
that.
get to actually see how it works at work and then
Yep.
at school because they're also
hmm
using mobile device access through the school. So that's really great. Um, what factors do you all consider? Some of them you alluded to already, but when you all are deciding to adopt technology that's going to benefit this academic mission, this schoolhouse, what are some factors that you all consider collectively as the instructors or course directors for online or distance education?
Okay. Well, the big factor is the actually the funding to be able to purchase or have that newer technology. So right now, that is kind of a struggle with the way that the Department of Defense is and streamlining a lot of spending. So for whatever we're given as far as the ability to do things, but we don't want to lose the technology, to a certain level, but we want to constantly improve things. So that's some of the things that we have to think about, mostly with funding and stuff. But for the most part, I think that we're pretty much staying current. We're not stagnant with regards to using some of the newer things that are out there and available.
Thank you. Do you foresee any challenges coming within the next few years? I know you mentioned funding might be one factor to consider. It could also be a challenge, but in the online or distance education area.
One of the challenges that maybe that we might be experiencing in near future is bandwidth is a big thing where I think they have fiber optic cables on the base, but they're not everywhere on every base. So also when someone deploys, they don't get necessarily the best connectivity to do training online. So that's a huge factor with regarding the newest things that are coming out.
Okay. And last but not least, sir, or actually it's a couple more questions, but do you see, and I guess this will be unique for us as military members, but do you see any ethical or legal issues with regard to the military members utilizing your software, logging on a computer, or just in their capacity as students in addition education? Do you foresee there's any legal or ethical concerns that you might have?
As far as the military, I don't really see that. Whenever you log on to a site, there's a lot of posting of the policies and procedures of things out there, and most people follow those guidelines. I think, though, if someone was to abuse the system or process that's being used for training or whatever, corrective actions obviously would be taken to do that.
And last but not least, advice for a person like me, someone who aspires to have a future in education technology or distance education, online learning. What advice could you give to a future professional in this field?
For future advice for someone that would be following in my footsteps would be that you have to be a couple of different types of hats that you need to wear. The one thing that I find that I'm pretty good at with is the help desk portion. You're working with students to try to get them through the training, so they're going to encounter issues. So you have to have those personal skill sets to deal with stress with folks on the phone or whatever, or emailing you. So that's one of them. Another one is on the technical aspect. There's a lot of troubleshooting sometimes. Things don't necessarily get installed and work correctly the first time, so you have to go back and figure out what exactly is the thing that's missing, or go back and retry something multiple times before you get successful where something operates correctly. So it's like a not give up attitude, I guess you could say, that you're going to figure it out in some aspect. And then as far as education wise, going to school, learning all about different ways to produce courseware or utilize it to do different training events, would obviously take you a lot further down the road as far as staying in the education world.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, sir. This has been very enlightening, and I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.